Welcome to the Your Family Dog podcast, where we celebrate the special bond between families and their canine companions. Our goal is to help families and dogs grow up together, one episode at a time. Welcome back to the Your Family Dog podcast. I'm your host, Tina Spring, and today I'm joined by Glenn Lattz, and he is with the company Doggie Nopee. Nopee offers permanent effective prevention against dogs marking or remarking indoor areas. It's child and pet safe. It's easy to apply. You open a plastic bag and place the cloth bag on the marked area, and it's super versatile. So it helps you to protect floors, rugs, furniture, or even seasonal decorations. So, Glenn, welcome to the program. Can
Hi,
you
how
tell
are
me
you?
a little bit about the product and how you came to be the No Pet Pee
Yeah,
guy?
our product's called Nopee. It's pretty simple. We invented it ourselves. First of all, we're not like we're just regular people. I have a financial business and my wife's a professor, so we're not um scientists as far as working in a lab and stuff like that, even though we are now, but we kind of invented this product. But we had two dogs, we still do. And after about 8 years, they started marking on our curtains that touched the floor. So no one likes that. Obviously, you can't have
Right.
that long term. I mean, 40% of pets, by the way, mark. People don't know that, female and male alike. So, um, we decided to try all these different products. There's like sprays and plug-ins and all kinds of stuff on the market, try to stop them from marking. We found nothing worked. Absolutely no product worked. We got really frustrated by that, thinking there's got to be a better way. So actually, my wife went about thinking about a way, since she has done other types of research, to figure out a way to solve this problem that's not a spray or something like that, something that we can permanently solve this issue. So after many iterations of different powders and different scents and different ideas, we came up with Nopee. And basically, what Nopee is a bag. In your mind, it would look like the shape of a beanbag,
Hmm.
about that exact same size. It's a 4 by 4 inch bag. It's about an inch thick and it's got powders in it. And those powders we've figured out we've kind of gone back and forth to figure out how those powders can stop them from marking. Because a dog, however, any pet marks over the pee. They never really did care about my chair leg or my couch or the rug. They don't know what that really is. Once they've had that accident, though, their nature says, if I smell pee, I have to pee on it. I mean,
Hmm.
case in point, take them out to the front yard to a tree. What do you think the first thing they do? They don't just walk up and lift their leg. They smell first because they're smelling for the pee, and then they lift their leg to cover it, to marking in. So our product have powders in it. And one of the powders covers the smell of that pee. First of all, you got to take away that smell. A lot of people say, "Well, I washed the floor or I shampooed the carpet," and they still go back. Well, the reason is a dog's nose is literally anywhere from 100,000 to 1,000,000 times better than ours. There's no
Right.
carpet cleaner, no cleaner on earth will get every last drop out of a carpet or a crack in the wood floor. So they're gonna walk up and smell that right after you're done again, and they'll pee right back on it. So our powders in our bag, first of all, cover that pee smell, so they don't smell it anymore. Then there's also what we call, quote, the fresh scent. It's a smell we put into it that we like, smells good to us, but they don't really like it. So when they walk up, the first thing they smell from a distance, because again, their nose is wet is good, is they start smelling that scent. So they say, well, this isn't the greatest thing, even though it smells really good to us, honestly. It's really like a refreshing kind of smell, but they don't like it. So when they smell that, they'll realize, hey, I'm not a big fan of that. They're not going to run like it's kryptonite and go hide, but they also won't go over there because they're just not a fan of it. So and that's how our product works, because you're basically covering this pee smell and you're replacing that with a smell they're not a big fan of to keep them from going back to that area. Our bag, since it's a 4 by 4 inch bag with powder in it, protects an area about 3 feet around it. So think about a foot and a half in every direction of that bag. Because the smell, I mean, you put it on the floor, we're not going to smell it at all. Even if you put it in your hand, you'll smell it. You set it down, it's too far away. You won't smell it. But a dog has to get about a foot and a half away from it before they start smelling it. So that's what our thing does, about a 3-foot area around it. So, and the great thing about our product, and that's why we invented this, was we wanted something that was permanent. I don't want to have to keep washing the carpets, washing the curtains, spraying stuff on them, soaking them with these aromatic things that supposedly are out there. We even tried like lion pee and all that stuff. None of that worked. But our bags, it's the powder, it lasts about 6 months. Once you set it down, that smell stays engaged for about 6 months. I mean, eventually it will dissipate because the smell is going in the air, but you
Right.
just every 6 months, pick it up and replace it. That's simple. So you set it down and you're done. They won't go back to that spot.
So, the scent that you're using, I'm not sure what it is. I know that your product is advertised as being pet safe and child safe, which is
It is.
important for
Right.
families. So we know it's not like a neurotoxin, it's just
No,
something that
no,
you
no,
love.
because we're actually in the final stages of our patent right now. We have a patent on the product. We're actually in the final stages of getting it approved. They had a couple extra questions
Congratulations.
for us. Yeah, thanks. But, because the only product in the market that's not any kind of a spray or a plug-in, but yet doesn't have to be repeatedly used, you just set it down. But, yeah, part of that patent process early on, we had to prove to them that those powders in there weren't harmful to the environment, to people, to pets. Otherwise, you have to have all kinds of hazardous labels and stuff like that, which it's none of that actually. It's the things we use are in it are commercially made, commercially found powders, stuff like that, scents that have a smell. So, yeah, completely
That's
safe.
awesome.
Yeah, yep. In fact, even if the dog were to pick it up, it's a cloth bag. I mean,
Mhm.
there's powders in it. So, it's like think about a bean bag with cloth powders in it.
Right.
You're no different. We've done it a million times at shows, put it in my mouth, you and hold show you. I mean, it doesn't taste great, obviously, and I don't wanna keep it in my mouth. Same way with a dog. They'll pick if they did pick it up, they'll immediately drop it because that powder will kinda come through that cloth, and it's like and they wanna just drop it, which rarely occasions it's happened, but we've had a few, but then they drop it because again, it's no different than you and I. We've done TikTok videos putting it in our mouth just to show you that it's safe, but I mean, it doesn't taste good, so I don't wanna keep it in my mouth.
Right, so if you have a toddler who
Yeah,
gets into it, it's not a
completely safe.
911, and they're probably gonna decide that they don't like doing that much.
No, and again, they probably wouldn't put it in their mouth because again, when you look at it, it's got different pet designs on the cloth, but it's like a beanbag. If you looked at it on the floor, you would swear it's a beanbag. You pick it up, you'll feel the powders in it instead of little beans. But yes, if a child picked it up, they could, lick it. Like I said, I've licked it and put it in my mouth a million times. It doesn't have any effect on you. It just doesn't taste good.
And what if my mechanical vacuum gets a hold of it? Is it gonna make a mess?
Well, it won't because it's a cloth. I mean, the powders are in the cloth and it's sewn
Right.
shut. So, I mean, unless you have like your vacuum has knife blades in it, it's not going to cut that cloth open. So it's very hard to open it because it is a cloth. It's
Gotcha.
cotton, the cotton fabric. Basically, like I say, it's a sewn shut cotton fabric that was stuffed with powders. There's actually another layer inside that's holding those powders as well of another lining. So it's like a two-lined process to make it it's almost impossible. Now you could pick it up and throw it on the ground for an hour, it'll never rip that cloth.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, well, 'cause it's no different, like I say, than if you picked up a bean bag and you threw it on the ground 100 times, the bag's not gonna rip open. You know what I mean? A
No.
cloth bag won't just split open, the beans go all over the place. That's what bean bags are all about. You throw them.
Right. So and you said this works for cats as well?
Yeah, we have a cat version. We invented that cat version about 6 months after the dog version because cats are tough. They're tough. But the only difference between the 2, it has the same powder to cover up the smell because every animal is marking urine. The only difference is the smell for the cat is different. The cat smell is very much a citrus smell. Cats do not like citrus. So when the cat smells citrus, that's that fresh scent we call it that they don't like and helps keep them away from it. Because part of our process when you buy our bag, the instructions on the back are you take it out. It comes in a plastic sealed container. You take
Right.
it out of that little container. You let the pet smell it. So they understand they don't like that smell, and then you go place it where they've been peeing.
That's amazing.
Basically train them that, number 1, I don't like that fresh scent because it doesn't smell good. And so when they walk up, the next time they smell that, when they get about a foot and a half away, their nose is gonna pick up that smell, and they're just gonna turn around 'cause they don't like it.
That's pretty cool.
But the cat
It's really
version, yeah,
slick.
has a different fresh scent smell because cats' noses are different than dogs, they just are.
So what scent are you using for dogs? Pine?
Well, the dog is more of a, I don't wanna call it fresh, but it does smell, like kinda flowery, like soapy flowery smell. Yeah,
And is it a combination of more than
it
one
is.
scent?
It's a combination of 2 or 3 things. I mean, we always tease, but that's part of our patent too, so we gotta be careful because
Right, you
the
have to be
exact
careful.
yeah, the exact stuff in there is part of, until we get our patent sign, where no one can
You have to be
steal it, you
careful.
know what I mean? We try to keep it
Right.
halfway secret, but yeah, that's why we had to make sure it's all safe, but yes, there are a couple 2 or 3 different powders mixed in that we mix before we put them into the bags. Like I say, the 2 main functions are you have to cover the pee smell. That's what they're looking for,
Right.
and then you have to somehow keep them from going back to that area. So if I can make a smell that doesn't bother me, but they don't necessarily like, okay, great. I don't want you going back to that corner or on that piece of rug anyway, or that side
Right.
of my chair leg anyway. So I hope you don't walk over there again.
So it works as well for, like, elderly dogs as it does for
Well,
puppies?
now we do say that even on our bag. Now, if the dog has a medical condition, then all bets are off, of course, because we can't solve a medical problem. Like your dog has a UTI or something. Well, of course, we can't help that. That's medical. But
Right.
yeah, our dogs started marking at 8. They didn't start doing it till they were 8.
So often dogs start marking as they age, partially from stress. It's usually
Yeah,
a stress response.
you're right.
Um, my understanding in cats is often urine marking is a UTI. And so going in the litter box hurts, so they give up the litter box and they go
Right,
somewhere else, usually somewhere that they perceive to be safe and feeling
right.
good. So a lot of
Yeah,
times it's like on your bed, which is
yeah.
awful.
On your bed, on the couch, in a closet. Yeah, we've
So
heard all those.
so this is safe for any strata, so whether it's
Yep.
hardwood floors or
Yes.
tile or
Yeah, because
flagstone
again, it's
or
just a bag with powders that once you set it down, it just sits there. Like I said, I keep going back that same thing, but think about you just setting a bean bag down. There's nothing to it. If you just left it there and didn't move it. So we have little cute patterns, like little paw prints on one of them, a little bones on one of them, and so
Yeah.
it looks cutesy when it's on the floor too. And the
Right,
cats have little kitties on it and stuff like that, little balls of yarn, so it looks cool on the floor too, not just an eyesore. But
right.
yeah, it you just set it down and literally it takes about 6 months for the smell to go away. We've actually found people have told us, "Hey, after 4 or 5 months, I picked it up just to see." And the pet's so used to not going over there anymore, they just quit. I didn't need another one.
Well, and I'm thinking of the application, my regular 9 to 5 is my it would be great if it was 9 to 5. My regular 10
Life,
to 9 is, 10 to 9 is, I'm a trainer. So, there's a space in my training area that lots of dogs like to mark,
okay?
and I am
Where you'll
constantly
use it.
looking for a solution, even though it's been cleaned, it's been
Doesn't
disinfected,
But you
all
don't
the
clean
things
it,
have
you'll
been
never
done.
get it clean complete. Or they can
Right,
never smell it. It's impossible. There'll be 1 drop still there, and they can smell it. Got in a crack, got underneath a rug, which it will, goes right through. They'll smell it.
right, or it gets behind a baseboard.
Yep. You'll never get it out. That's exactly what our product does. In fact, we're in you probably haven't seen too much about our product, but, we're on Amazon, Walmart Marketplace. We're in 5 countries. We're in Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Canada, Mexico, of course, the US. We're in pet stores. Like we have a lot of distributors, that sell to individual pet stores. But we go to Global Pet Expo. Have you heard of that? And
Yep,
Super Zoo. Not in 20 the we in 2025 Super Zoo, not this March, but last March. our dog product, our cat wasn't even invented yet, but our dog product was 6 months old. We got 3rd place in the world for new dog product.
No, it's a
That's at
very
Global Pet
interesting
Expo.
idea.
At Global
And it
Pet Expo.
and then the behavior person in me is like, "Ooh, so if a dog was losing their vision or losing their hearing, I could put this, like, at the top of the stairs and keep them away from the stairs."
Well, remember, they won't I mean, I hate to say it's not like that, because remember, it only covers like a foot, and it's not like it's kryptonite. They just don't, you know what I mean? They just don't care for it. They'll avoid it, but
But it's not like, "Ew, stay away from that."
yeah, it won't make them run away. It's just to be like, I got no reason to walk over there as soon as I get close enough to smell that smell. I mean, you can
But I
try
love
it. I
that
won't
this
say
is
not to try it, because remember, it only goes about a foot and a half in every direction too.
right,
So,
yeah.
I mean, of course, try it and see, but
I mean,
that
I
would be
use a
a
gate when
totally unique in
when
the
when we
last
have a when we have a blind or deaf dog, I use a gate, but
yeah.
I always have people who are asking.
Yeah, because I don't know. We've never I mean, we've only had it for 20 months, and we've heard a lot of things. It works for foxes. We had somebody with a pet fox that was peeing in the house. They bought one and then emailed us, "Hey, it stopped the fox." Um, a pet skunk, it stopped from peeing. We've heard a lot of things. It stops cats from pooping, like, on a couch or a bed. Not dogs, but cat will stop pooping if in that spot too.
Very cool.
In fact, one of our, distributors, Southeast Pet, they sell our product to pet stores in the 7 southeastern states, like Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi. They're a distributor of ours. They buy our products and sell them to, like, mom and pop pet stores, but they took our product because one of the sales guys, I had sent samples, and his mother had a cat that had peed in the closet for 10 years in the same spot. They put our bag down, the cat has never peed there since.
Holy moly.
And he said, "We're taking this product, we're putting it out." So they took us just from that. So we're in, like, pet stores in those 7 states, all over. We're all over, but we're getting bigger and bigger. We actually got, we were in Bentonville, Arkansas in last October, not even a year ago. We pitched to Walmart to go in the stores.
Very cool.
Yeah, they saw we applied to their open call, and they had us come in Ohio where we used to live, um, and they looked at our product and said, "Hey, go to Bentonville, we want you to pitch it to the actual buyers." So we pitched to the buyers, and we're in those stages now, that's why we weren't on Walmart Marketplace before, but we sell on Walmart now. He goes, "Hey, sell on Walmart Marketplace for a year and come back to us. If you're selling, we're gonna give you a shot in Walmart," which
That's wonderful.
we're already on Amazon. Yeah, we've been on them since the beginning. We sell on Facebook now. We have a team that does meta ads for us, Instagram, Facebook, and we sell from there. We have our own Shopify store and all that. But yeah,
That's amazing.
we're growing really. We have a lot of distributors. In fact, as I was doing this meeting, one of my Canadian distributors just ordered some more, ordered like another 500 bags. So I'm working on that. So yeah, yeah. So we do a lot of wholesale too. That's why we go to like Global Pet Expo and Super Zoo,
Right.
stuff like that.
And I imagine veterinarians probably are pretty
Yeah,
often.
yeah, we signed vets. Matter of fact, one of our vets we just signed about a week ago. She bought one, a vet in North Dakota for her cat, and she said, "This thing works. I need this in my clinic." So now she's selling them like on her rack at the clinic.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
So yeah, we try to go. It's like I said, like you said, no, a lot of people haven't even heard of the idea, but like I said, our research showed 40% of all pets mark in the house. And they're
Yeah, I it's interesting. So, we don't have a marking problem in the house, thank goodness. But like I said, at the where I teach group classes, I have one spot that somebody went there probably when someone else was utilizing the room, or maybe even one of my client dogs went there, and now they all try to
yeah,
mark it, and
yeah,
it's a
we have, I
pain in
could
the
think of the
butt.
top of my head, 2 or 3 doggy daycares that use them for spots they all go to. Um, we have a lot of the 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 pet stores. The reason they started carrying it was they came to, like, Super Zoo or Global Pet, and they said our pet parents will come in, and on the bottom shelf where we have stuff in a store, the animal will lift their leg and pee or squat and pee, and we have to throw all that away because we can't resell it when it's got urine on it. So
Right.
they took bags from us, called back and said, "They won't pee on that shelf anymore. We're stocking this in our store. Now I can put my supplies back down there again." They
Right.
sell it in their store.
Yeah. No, it sounds like
Yep.
I'm probably gonna buy a bag and try it next to the gate to the door 'cause it's always wet because 'cause I'm always
Yeah,
mopping it.
and we've had a lot of different, we started this when we started this product, we knew nothing about nothing, marketing, nothing. We knew nothing about nothing except we invented this powder and stopped our dogs from marking. In fact, the very first bag we ever made, we stuck powder in one of my dress socks and tied it and set it down on the ground. We kept iterations until we found something that worked. But, one of our first places, a little town we lived in, they had farmers markets every Saturday in the summer, so we just set up a booth, and people were just buying it like crazy from us, like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Yeah, it works." And one of the booths next to us, he had a Great Dane, like a 150-pound Great Dane. He
Right.
bought one. The next week, he said, "My Great Dane has peed by the back porch door forever. Since I've set that down, he'll never pee there again. He has stopped."
That's wonderful.
Great Dane to
And
Chihuahuas to
and it just makes everybody happier, right? The
right,
pet's not getting into trouble, mom and dad aren't having to clean up stuff that's gross. I love
exactly.
that. It's a
Yeah,
wonderful
because a
idea.
lot of people always say, "Well, won't they just go somewhere else?" That's the biggest question we get. If I put the bag there, won't they just go pee somewhere else? And here's what I tell them. The no, and because if that was the case, your dog, if they just wanted to pee somewhere else, they would pee literally every foot all over your house. Just every few inches, they just pee because they want to do it. They're not doing it for that reason. They're doing it because they smell the pee. That's why they go back to the same spot. Once that accident's
Oh, it's
happened,
female, right? We have email, they have female.
right. Yeah. Yeah, my daughter's dog's a female. She marks. Not a lot of
Mhm.
females do, but she does.
Yeah, no, females who mark is like a big old thing.
It
And
is.
people
So,
always think like, "Oh, no, boy dogs are the only ones that mark,"
nope.
and I'm like,
Telling you, I know
"Mm."
for sure my daughter's does. I can guarantee a female's mark. Yeah, so she has bags too. But yeah, it's really grown fast, like in leaps and bounds for us, out of just nothing and to having a shot at Walmart to getting 3rd place at Gold Pet Expo and the whole
No,
world
that's
dog
amazing,
product.
and congratulations. It
Yeah.
sounds like you really have found a solution that works for families. So have you had any dogs that have broken through it and are like, "I'm gonna pee there anyway?"
Yeah, we do, and we've almost charted it to a science. Like, we really we don't shy away from it. And I can almost give you the exact percentage. We're 94.6% effective. There's about 5% of the dogs and cats it won't work for. They're just too stubborn or whatever the reason, it just doesn't work. So we try to tell people it's like there is no 100% solution for everything. That's why there's not just one dog food, not one cat food. Why is there hundreds of types of dog foods and cat foods? Because some of them won't eat certain ones. Otherwise, there'll be one dog food and one cat food. So that's why our bag is the same way. It won't work 100% of the time. We readily admit that. But we can chart almost to the percentage, about a 5% rate it doesn't work. So we
That's
help about
amazing.
95% of the pet parents. So when that's why we even tell people, if you buy it and it doesn't work, we'll give your money back. That's fine. Fully guaranteed in that respect.
That's what I was gonna ask is if you
Yeah,
had a money back
sure,
guarantee. I'm glad you do.
sure,
And
sure.
then do you have, like, a subscription? Because you said
We
it, like,
do.
every
You can
6
do a
months.
subscription service like every 6 months or 3 months, whatever you want to do. But the bag lasts depending on what's going on from 3 to 6 months, but typically about 6 months it'll last because it does sit there all the time and the smell is in the air. So eventually it'll dissipate. And
Right.
like I said, we don't once you take it out of the bag and set it down, it's too far away for you to smell it. You won't smell it. You can stand over the top of it and you won't smell it unless you bend down.
And that was gonna be my next question is, have you had incidents of a pet or a person in a household who's, like, allergic to it and has a reaction?
No, we literally in thousands and thousands of bags we've already sold, one lady said she didn't like the smell. That was her issue. "I don't like the smell. It makes my nose feel funny." So, when I and we even said, "Did you, like, lay down on the ground or what?" She goes, "Well, I took it out of the bag." I said, "So you didn't set it on the ground?" "Yeah." "Well, then I didn't well, if you didn't like the smell." 100%, like, every show we've been to every pet show you can imagine, we tell people, "Here, smell the bag," and I throw it down on the ground. "Now tell me, can you smell it?" "Well, no, it's 4 or 5 feet away, you can't smell it."
Right,
So,
yeah,
I
our
honestly think she
olfactory
was just
system
wanting
is
to
tough.
complain.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for making time to come on the show today and to talk to us about, like, a completely new idea.
Yeah, if you guys can see more at our website, DoggieNoPee.com or catsnopee.com, and you can order from our website. There's videos. We have a ton of videos showing it actually working in real life. Dogs and cats walking up to it and walking away. So yeah, if you can see all that, explains it, pictures, orders, all that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you'll hold on for me for just a second,
Sure.
I'm gonna send everybody else home. So if you've enjoyed today's podcast, please like, share, subscribe, rate, and review. Put your DNA on the thumbs up on YouTube. And if you have any questions for Glenn or for myself, you can email us at yourfamilydog.com or yourfamilydog at gmail your Family Dog Podcast at gmail.com. It would be good if I remembered my own email address. And we would love to hear from you. If you've used this product, tell us about it, right? Like, I want to know. And if you know of a product or a service that we've not talked about on the podcast that's incredibly helpful to your family, please share that with us. We are always looking for the content that families want. So thank you so much for spending your precious time with me, and we'll see you next time on the Your Family Dog podcast. That's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for spending part of your precious day with us. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to follow, rate, subscribe so that you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on social media or email us at yourfamilydogpodcast at gmail.com. We'll see you soon.